Alrighty guys, so today we're back into the game and today we're gonna tell you guys about 3 things that are wrong with our education system. Yes, we might have not looked at these things in a very significant way, but these things are happening in our education system all the time. These things were put in place for me to act out in a certain way. So I'm gonna share with you guys 3 things that are wrong, are completely out of order in our education system. So number 1, it is all about a competition. Yeah, I mean, from a very young age, from an age of 6 till if you go up to 21 or 23, it's all about a competition. They are actually having you trained up in to be in a rat race, okay? And this is very true because they have certain expectations which you need to meet up the criteria. If you don't achieve those certain criteria, you will be labeled as a failure, and that as a peer pressure, or you would say a societal pressure, and a pressure from your parents on top of it, it's gonna make you feel like a real piece of shit. And that's not just gonna impact on the certain years you spend in high school or your school life, but it's gonna carry out in the rest of your life. Because I remember some of the fellows that graduated from high school alongside with me. When they had poor results, they actually had a very poor approach to life. They weren't confident, they weren't competent enough to get out there, find a job, or create a better future for themselves. But rather, they were disappointed from a very young age that, hey, you are just a failure, you're gonna remain a failure for the rest of your life. But on the other hand, if you look at it, these same guys who were in the top 3 or top 10 world, top 10 millionaires, most of these guys are actually school dropouts. Yes, it's very hard to believe, but this is the reality, because school fundamentally teaches you to be in a competition. It's always about getting the first prize. But no, in life it's a whole different game. In life there's hardships, there's struggles, there's time, there's money that all requires for you to climb the ladder of success. But school is simply wants to copy from a textbook, and or rather a PowerPoint, and wants you to make sure that it just gets what it requires for their offset report. And this is why I say it is not a one size fit for all. And this is the implementations schools are doing right now all over the world. So number 2 in our list, that is something very disgustingly wrong with our education system, is that they do not teach you life skills. Yes, it sucks to know that, because when I was at school, nobody taught me, okay, how would you, Harry or Hasib, when you go out in the world, how would you end up paying your own bills? Or how would you go open a bank account? Or how would you actually even send a letter? These things I had to do it and learn by myself. Now the problem with that is, a lot of times, a lot of people are not qualified, or they are not doing the accurate way of doing things in a systematic order. And when you go learn from them, you make mistakes, and these mistakes can be costly. But if our school systems were actually ingraining these life skills into our pupils, our future, hey, when you go out there, this is how to rent a home, this is how to be actually being able to send a parcel, which is very common these days, to a sender, so returning a parcel, how to do a laundry, how to do these basic life skills which they will never to do it. I mean, even simple as if they were teaching the kids how to budget that money and how to pay bills off, it would be a great help. Because now when these pupils, for instance, they are leaving from a high school which is about the age of 16 to 17, when they are going out into the world, now they are still not 18, I know that, they're still underage, but they should be equipped with this knowledge that when they are out in the world, they can do things by themselves. But unfortunately, society or our education system does not allow that for them to do that. And this is like a bottle cap, and this is actually a limiting to their abilities and to their achievements. So this is something that needs to change dramatically. In reality, schools should be actually a home of real learning, not just, a history and algebra and all the different mathematic complications. Unfortunately, these terms do not apply in life, but rather when you teach them the real life skills, it's going to help them a lot. So please, hear out. So number 3, the very last one of the day. This is the one I hate the most in our education system. Now, they are training you to be an employee. Now, all the years when I was in school and my teacher used to give me an example of what I would become in future, they would just say, when you go get a job, you want to do this. Or if you do not do this, then your boss will not be happy. It was all job orientated. Not till one day they said, oh, if you was to own a business, then you could hire employees, or you could give back something of your own self, or if you was to run an institute, or if you was to run an organization, or even a charity organization, you were to able to do this. No, but they're actually training you from a very young age of how to be a financial slave. I'm sorry to say, but this is a very harsh truth for you to settle in, because this is the truth. They will not allow for your thinking ability to grow and get creative, but rather they will limit it. I wonder why they do that, because I think there is a bigger agenda from the governments, because they want more employees rather than employers, so they can provide jobs for the existing institutions. And it's a very sad reality, because I believe all the options should be left on table. You should not cover corners or cut corners or hide things, but rather display everything and then let the pupil pick where he wants to go or what he decides to do with his life. So that was me today, guys, having a go at the educational system of how ridiculous it could be, but not everything is bad. So if you guys agree with me, then you can drop a comment in the comment box below, and if you disagree, then not a problem, but do leave what you think is significantly wrong with our education. Leave your opinions, leave your viewpoints, and I will have a read at it and maybe probably make another series of this. So thank you so much, guys. Alrighty, guys, that was me today for today's show, and I will see you in the next show of Harry Speaks, because Harry has a lot to say.